What's the deal, my people? You know it is the Don Tony Teflon. I'm back at you, another one, and this one is Dexter Resurrection Episode 8 from Season 1. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button for your boy. 500 is the like goal, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get right into it. I will say straight up that this episode did not go the way that I thought it would. I thought there'd be a lot of different things happening in the kill room, but we did not get that, and it's good to be surprised. That's what I always say, and that is what I like about this episode. Most things I didn't see coming, and I love it when I don't see things coming. When it comes from Dexter easily setting up the Rapunzel killer and thinking that everything was going to go down the way we normally see it, from that not actually happening, I was really pleased with that whole situation and the way that they handled that whole situation. But as far as Prater, as we see right now in the video, talking to Charlie, and Charlie over here confirming that, listen, my job is to keep you safe, and you're just not allowing me to do my job. But eventually Prater does come around, because we know that Prater was a straight fanboy for him, and he just could not see Dexter for who he truly was. We then transition over to Harrison with the girl that we thought he wanted to be his girlfriend, but is really just his friend, while he is out having a little boating lesson with his girlfriend. She brings up the landlord. She was able to contact the landlord. Now, I know there was a good theory out there that quite possibly Harrison had already taken this landlord out and took him out off screen. I thought the theory was really good, and I wouldn't have minded that to happen, but that's not the way they played it in the show. In the show, they played that Harrison feels responsible for everything that he said to this landlord, and he feels that it's his fault for going there and getting into a confrontation with him, and that is the reason why she is in the situation that she's in right now. And Harrison is just full of guilt that she's not going to be able to stay inside of her place with her son, and he's not going to be able to stay there. So they're both going to be homeless when this is all said and done. We then switch over to Dexter, and what we got from Dexter here is that he has found a place that just happens to be closed, and he sets up his kill room. Now, it's a good chance that there could have been 2 kill rooms, but it turned out only to be 1 kill room. Detective Claudette doing an investigation, playing her music, trying to figure out what Batista was talking about. Was he talking right or was he talking wrong? Looking back up all the articles, all the things that happened while they were down in Miami, and trying to just figure out, is this possible what this officer is telling her, while her partner is getting ready for the big police gala. And we see that she notices that the guy's sleeves are not on point, which just shows you she pays attention to detail. After this, we see Dexter getting some acupuncture, and while he's getting this acupuncture, he goes and he spills the beans. He straight up drops dime on Blessings to Blessings' daughter by letting her know that he was in the army, a child army. Now, he didn't specifically say that he took somebody out, but we could see that she kind of automatically knows it, and she's 100% saying, yo, he's known you for 2 weeks, and he's told you all this. And he ain't telling me his daughter in my whole life. So we could see that she has every right to be upset with this whole situation, and that's exactly what happens here. She's upset. She cannot finish doing the job of acupuncture for Dexter, because Dexter just isn't feeling like himself, and I just think that that has to come into play. At some point, he's going to try to do something, and he's not going to be able to do it because of the ailments that he has. But she basically runs right out of here and says that she can't finish this because of the new knowledge. This then leads Dexter to get his kill stuff ready to take out Rapunzel. And in the trunk, as we've seen before, people saying, what is he putting in the trunk? Because it's daytime out, well, he's pulling his kill kit, but he made the space big enough to hold Rapunzel, which led me to believe, and I had said before, that it's a good chance that Vinny the landlord was going to get taken out by Dexter, and that space in his trunk not only would fit Vinny the landlord, but also fit Rapunzel, because they're basically just about the same size. But when he talks to him, Harrison interrupts, and Harrison then tells him about the situation that he has with the landlord, and how this landlord, it's his fault that his girlfriend, or his friend that he wants to be his girlfriend, is going to be kicked out of the spot that she's staying at because of all the things that he said to the landlord. And Dexter tries to convince him, like, listen, I'm law enforcement, former law enforcement. Former, at least he admits that he's former law enforcement, unlike other people in this show. And I can talk to him. Let me get a chance to go out there. Maybe I can scare him a little bit into doing the right thing. So after this, we see Dexter. He looks up a few records to find out exactly what this dude is all about, and to try to find out if this man actually fits the code, because it would be easier for him just to go out there and take this man out and not have to deal with anything else. Kill two birds with one stone. And he's just trying to see, is he responsible for anybody's death or anything besides just being a slumlord that would just allow him to do it. But while he is waiting outside for Rapunzel, he is a no-show, so he is forced to call him and try to figure out exactly where this man is. And then he figures out that Rapunzel has bounced. He left. He's out of here. So Rapunzel is safe. And it could set up Dexter meeting with Rapunzel next season or later on in the show. He is the one serial Suicide Squad killer who did get away. After this, Blessings then confronts Dexter why he would say something like that, and that he just messed up and he trusted him, and now his daughter is never going to look at him the same. She's just going to think that he's a killer and be afraid of him. Dexter tries his best to apologize, but Blessings is not having it right now. He is just too upset to feel this way about Dexter the way he felt before, and it's going to put some conflict on Dexter, because we never see Dexter truly have an emotional reaction over things. And Harry points this out, that Dexter really seems like he cares at this particular time, that he's showing more emotion, he's being more human, and that could be the downfall of Dexter in the end, is his humanity. He then goes over to the landlord's place and confronts Vinny, but Vinny just storms out of the place and basically doesn't even speak to him at all, which just leaves Dexter the reason he was looking for to take Vinny out. After this, Harrison goes back to the school. He talks with his new friend and he asks her out, and she's like, I'm willing to do this today. Why wait? Why do we have to wait? We can just do this today. But Harrison, he's got those connections, and he's like, I can get us in the ill club. Don't worry about it. We are going to go out tonight. So I think Harrison, is conflicted a little bit between him and the other girl. We shall see how it goes down. But after this, we see Vinny leaving his place of business. And while he does, Dexter is ready to scoop him up. And that's exactly what Dexter does. He scoops him up. We then transition right back to Harrison, and we find out that this young lady cannot be the detective that she wants to be because of an arm injury. Now, they did not go into how she got this, but it's just not going to allow her to hold a gun or anything, or shoot a gun properly because of it. That's what I'm figuring, and that is why she cannot be a police officer, a detective as she wants. As Harrison then tries to comfort her and say, listen, my dad was a blood splatter expert, and he solved all of these crimes without even being on the front line. So there's other jobs for you in law enforcement if you want them. They are there for the taking, and she goes with it. And she takes it. And it seems like our boy Harrison got busy because of what he exactly said. And then he goes and takes her right back to the hotel. I'm assuming it's his hotel, but we'll see. After this, we transition back to Dexter, and he has Vinny wrapped up in a lot of saran wrap. I mean, it's a lot. That's like 10 rolls worth of stuff up in there of the poly. And he's about to do the job and take this man out. Now, I'm not sure if he was actually going to do it or he just wanted to scare him. It's one or the other. I am not sure. But if he was gonna, you let me know in the comment section. Do you think he was gonna take out Vinny, or was this always just going to be a tactic to scare him? It seemed like he was getting murder horny, I guess, and he wanted to do it. But as we seen with the tracker, Batista is on his way to this whole situation. We seen Batista outside this spot before, and I had said in a previous video that Batista is not law enforcement, and Batista, things he was doing was illegal, putting tracking equipment in people's device, and all these things are illegal. But when Dexter, looking like the scarecrow, here's Batista coming in, he cuts Vinny free, and Vinny runs right out. But by the time Batista gets back there and sees everything, Dexter is already long gone. But the kill room is still set up. So now Batista finally, a law enforcement official, has finally, for the first time, seen Dexter's full kill room. And he gets right on the horn with Claudette and says that he has the proof that the Bay Harbor Butcher is still active. Now, Dexter, furious of how Batista found him. I would have thought he would have figured this out a long time ago, but it turned out this wasn't the case. He just figures out right then. He sees the iPods and he breaks them and shatters them, and that's how he gets out of that. But by the time Detective Claudette Wallace gets to the place with her partner, she is very suspicious of this man, because she's like, all right, Dexter was here, but you didn't see him. This person was here, and you're describing every Italian in New York. And then she says it. You know, he says, what do you think, that I set this up? And she's like, well, it's pretty ironic that you would say that you would set this up. And I told you that it was going to go this route for him, that they were going to blame him for the things that were going on and make it look like he's doing things because he is overly obsessed. Again, I had said, and I told you before, that the things he was doing was illegal and that it would come back to backfire on him because of the stuff that he's doing is illegal, and he's not allowed to go tracking people and running people down, even though he has voice memos that he's keeping for himself. And I think those voice memos are what is, if anything happens to him, if somehow he dies or something, then these voice memos will say exactly the reason why he died. I think that's really what he's trying to use, you know, for the evidence. But again, he's never been the greatest detective. I know people love him, and we all do, but we have to be honest. He's never been the greatest detective of them all. So to think that he was actually going to catch Dexter in this whole situation, to me, is kind of ludicrous. It's no way he was going to be able to pull this off. But now he has suspicion on him. A lot of suspicion on him from Claudette and her partner. And they're thinking that the dude is kind of just overly obsessed with this case, and that in the end, this could really come back to bite him when it's all said and done. Harrison wakes up in the morning with his new girlfriend, I guess we could say, and they're both very excited about their prospects of the future. Now, did he go? Hopefully this is not the hotel, because when he came down, I thought the other girl was going to be working in the hotel, and he was going to get bagged up because of that whole situation. But Dexter at home, first time I've ever seen him paranoid like this, just straight paranoid, thinking the cops are coming to get him, even though Harry's like, listen, this is not an investigation. He just used a couple of headphones, man. That's all he used. Don't worry about it. Just calm down. It's just this guy. He's a lone ranger in this. And Dexter then decides that he's never going to give up. He's never going to stop. There's only one way to stop him. And Dexter has to just start to come to terms that Batista's going to have to be put away somehow. This is the end of Batista. He's either got to get caught or he's got to get captured. That's the only way that this is gonna go or end for Dexter in a good way. After this, we see Claudette call Quinn and ask about Batista, and he gives Batista up by saying he's not the chief. In fact, he's not in law enforcement at all. He's done. He's already retired. So now Claudette's like, this dude's running around, lying the whole time, saying he's in law enforcement, walking around with a gun in New York City, which has the strictest gun laws probably in the world of any place. And he is over here running around pretending to be a police officer. This is all gonna come back and bite Batista in the ass in the end for everything. No matter what she feels, this is how Batista is going to get taken down by Claudette. Now, I don't think he's going to go to jail because of that, but I do think in the end, he's definitely going to be taken down for it. After this, we see Dexter inside, and he is out eating with his son. But while he's eating with his son, who shows up but Prater, saying, "Red, I didn't know you had a son." And now the game starts to begin, because that is where it all ends. And as we can see, Charlie is the one who figured this whole thing out. I thought it was a solid episode. Not the best episode of the season, but very solid. I thought they did a really good job with it, and I was very pleased with the other twist that they did. Now, I don't need to get a kill every episode in order for it to be exciting, but to me, this was more of a setup episode for the final 2 episodes. Now we see where it's gonna go, and I'll tell you all that in my theory video when I post it. But you tell me in the comment section how you feel about this episode. Did you like it? Would you wish they did a little bit more, or did you like the way they do it? Let me know in the comment section. And if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this, spread this across the realm, and of course subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.